A very warm welcome to Scarlett and Brenda, who last year helped organise the first Darkness into Light charity walk on the Rock. And this year they'll be doing exactly the same on Saturday, the 7th of May. Thank you very much for coming on the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. I think it's the 6th of May, though.
The 6th of May this year. Right, okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
I might be wrong.
I mean, just to get things started, we had you on the show last year, and it was the first time it was taking place in Gibraltar. I mean, it's something which started in Ireland back in 2009, I think. And you were raising money for a charity in nearby Spain, but this year you're raising money for GibSams because you've managed to get it as kind of an official listed event, a proper charity event.
That's really been the main push since we started it a couple of years ago, was to try and get Gibraltar recognised as a country that was taking part in it, because otherwise we were basically what's it called? Backpacking? That's not the right word, but we were doing
piggybacking.
Piggybacking, that's the one. Through Spain. So everyone that registered had to register as doing it from Spain, and now obviously they can register as doing it through Gib.
That's great.
And most importantly, all the funds we raise now stay in Gibraltar rather than going to different countries. So that for me was what I really wanted to achieve, and thankfully we've done it. So,
yeah.
But yeah, it comes with its own bits of red tape. So whereas in previous years we always did just the med steps, this year we need to be able to include every single person to take part.
Right.
So in the spirit of that, there is now 2 routes. So we have the bed steps route, like as always, for the more adventurous types. And then we've got the secondary route, which will go, they're all starting from Casemates, but the second route will go to Europa Point instead, and then back again.
Yeah.
So everyone from all ages and even their dogs can take part.
So there's no excuse.
No excuse. Absolutely no excuse this year. So we should see lots and lots of people, hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, give us a little idea, Darkness into Light, what it's all about. What are you raising awareness for? What are you raising money for?
So we're raising money, and obviously for GibSams, and obviously about suicide awareness. So it's taking you from that darkness into that light, which people who are feeling suicidal or who have mental health conditions that's how they feel. They feel that they're in darkness. They feel that they're alone. They feel that there's nobody to share that with. But actually, by walking with them and by sitting with them, which is what we do at GibSams, is showing them that there is the light.
Yeah.
So it's a really powerful way, and you're walking, maybe in silence, maybe you're walking with your own thoughts, and maybe you're doing it for a reason, you're doing it with a memory, and to see yourself walking that way with those feelings from that darkness into that light, that's why it's really powerful.
Yeah, because both routes are going to be starting at 6:30 in the morning, and obviously on the 6th of May at 6:30 it'll still be quite dark. We won't be having those lovely, beautiful summer mornings that we're very blessed to have here in Gib. And then by the time the walk finishes, obviously the sun will be out, and I suppose there's a lot to be said about solidarity, about people getting together to help other people and make sure people don't feel alone.
The walk will start, so we're meeting everyone in Casemates at 5:30, and we'll be taking off at around about 6. So when we get to the halfway points, we're expecting the sun to be rising at around about that time. So one group will get to their halfway point by the lighthouse and can see the sun rising over the straits, and the other group should have reached the bottom of the med steps by then. And again, so they'll watch the sunrise there.
Yeah.
And then everyone will meet back up again in Casemates for the end, and we'll be having breakfast for everyone that takes part, sponsored by EFPG. Nice. So they all have a well-deserved hot breakfast at the end too. And yeah, there should be really, really good. I'm hoping that we see a lot of people. And last year what we did for the ones that went up to the top of the rock, we lit candles as well for people that have lost family members and friends due to suicide, which was a really beautiful moment. So I think we're going to try and bring some of them as well. Just encourage people. Obviously, if you bring candles up the top of the rock, you have to remove them as well. You can't leave them up there. But I think it was a really nice thing to do. And I know a lot of people enjoyed it last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the main things are really to register, because we need to get as many people to register as possible.
Okay.
The registration...
How can people do that?
It's online. So it's on www.darknessintolight.ie.
Okay.
And the early registrations are currently open, so that's £18 per adult and £4 per child. Okay. And as soon as you register, you can then create your own sponsorship page, which comes with it. Obviously, I'll then get the details so I can arrange contacting everyone to give them really attractive yellow T-shirts.
Nice and bright.
Yeah, exactly. And then you'll also be able to have your own sponsored page, so you can share that out on your social media forums or to your friends and family, and you can get them to sponsor you too.
Yeah.
And there'll be a prize for whoever manages to raise the most amount through their sponsorships.
Yeah. So Brenda, I know you've been working with Jibsams for quite a while now, but why, Scarlett, why did you bring in this idea of this charity to work with Jibsams? Like, what was your inspiration to start this project?
Well, to be honest, I got involved with Darkness Into Light a few years ago because it's something that means a lot to me, having dealt with a lot of depression in my past and knowing people that have passed away from suicide.
Yeah.
And I've known Brenda for many, many years as well, and I'm such a massive fan of her work. I think that there couldn't be a better charity in Gibraltar for us to work with, especially with the connection with suicide as well. So that was my dream, like from the beginning, was to try and get Jibsams on board. So I feel like we're almost there, and now we just need to try and get as many people involved as possible to try and raise funds, so that Brenda can. There's this thing that the app. Do you want to tell them?
Yeah, so what we're looking to use the funds for is to create this self-help app, which will allow people to access how their own plans, their ideas, how they can do that in a safe and quick way. So that's what we're raising funds for with this walk, and I think it's really important that people have that. We've seen it in the UK being used, and we think locally that the community deserves something like that. So that's what what we're doing this for. We've been really lucky this year to have lots of amazing people raising funds for us and partnering with somebody like Scarlett, who's really proactive, and in doing this is such a joy for us at the charity.
I think removing the stigma and the whole taboo around mental health issues, depression, suicide is so important in such a small community. So well done, guys, on really bringing these kind of issues and this kind of subject to light again, and something so easy as just getting together and going for a walk.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's really cool.
It's great. Just as basic, the main message is to remember that you're never alone, and like being a light in the darkness to others, to show them that you don't need to suffer in silence, that there are people that care. It makes me feel so happy when I think about it. It's
so passionate about it. This is what we need. We need people to, like you say, break the stigma, talk about it. We need to normalise that word, suicide, and mental health and depression and anxiety and stress, because when we normalise it, then it's okay. It's okay to admit that we all have bad days. Life is not a bed of roses. It's not about us being happy all the time. We have to go through that. So thank you for having us here and letting us, talk about it.
Absolutely.
Brenda, you said you had some amazing people doing some amazing fundraising for you this year. Scarlett's one of them, of course. We had another one of them on last week, the amazing Carl Alvarez, who's just doing remarkable stuff.
It's amazing. I mean, doing one ultra marathon would be amazing, but to be doing 5 in less than a year, and in different and in all those different
it's
extremes.
Almost laughable. It's so
exactly. So we're arranging a quiz night on the 30th of March. So check out our social media for the information. Please get your teams together and come and have a bit of fun. That's what it's all about. And we also have the amazing girls running from the London Landmarks Half Marathon, and they're running this fun walk this weekend. So again, let's get this exercise, because the exercise is really important. So
endorphins going.
Exactly, there's a lot of that going on. So you could practice for the walk by doing the run.
It's only 3K though. You can do the 3K walk, can't you, on Saturday? If you don't want to do 5K.
9 a.m. at Casemates. The registration starts at 9:30.
Yes.
It all gets underway.
I'll be there with my group of small children.
So this is because I think fitness is a really important, and I think so. This is part of our community outreach this year, is doing as much of this as we can. And obviously raising funds, which helps us with all the campaigns that we've got going on this year, and helping us to provide the service that we're providing.
I love how the Gibraltarian community always comes together for things like this. So things like you mentioned that last year you had about 30 or 40 people attend, and I'm sure that this year there are going to be many more people, and to have those people actually be there 6th of May,
6th of May,
5:30.
but they can get all the information on the social media page. We've got an event, Darkness into Light Gibraltar,
Okay.
and Darkness into Light Gibraltar actual Facebook page,
Okay.
or they can go directly to the website, which is, again, www.darknessintolight.ie.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Best of luck.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you so
Thank
much for
very
having
much,
us.
ladies.